Alright, welcome back to NOVAtazz Customs. We are in the new shop. Sorry if it's a little echoey, but I want to introduce you to a new project. You guys are probably already familiar with 𝘵𝘬𝘢𝘯 sitting here in the foreground. We are going to be upgrading her, and I'm going to show you how, or tell you how, right after the intro.
Snow, red sky, reach up for so high, blue eyes, fake cry, beware of the fox tonight.
Alright, well, we have 𝘵𝘬𝘢𝘯 here, which is a 1979 Trans Am, for those of you guys who are not familiar with this car. It has a 1976 Pontiac 400 in it, with a Ram Air 4 cam, shaved heads, and board 30 over. But I've had issues with the stock carburetor since the day that I got it. I was told that the engine was going to have issues with that carburetor when I bought it, so I was expecting that. Currently it has an Edelbrock 650 CFM carb on it off of my other car, the Nova Christine. It's not exactly happy with that carburetor. So we are going to upgrade it to the Holley EFI system. We are doing the Sniper Quadrajet. We are replacing the distributor with their Hyperspark with the controller and the coil. We are also putting an in-tank fuel pump in the car. Hopefully with all of those, this car is going to be running dependably and, you know, make some power and saves a little fuel in the process. With making those purchases, we also have some supporting mods with it. I do have a cold case radiator with twin electric fans and the temperature switch controller for them. I also ended up getting NGK spark plugs and live wire 10mm wires because we know that the Sniper throttle bodies do not like electrical interference. So that is going to be something that we are going to have to watch out for and deal with. We also have a mini starter, an IMI. I believe it's an IMI. Yeah, IMI mini high torque starter because the stock starter is having trouble turning this engine over, and we also are running headers on this car, and I want to try to keep the starter as far away from the headers as possible. And I want it to be able to spin faster so it doesn't have to pull a whole lot of power during startup, because we're already pulling a decent amount of power with all the computer stuff we're adding to the car. The other thing that we are adding, actually I think that's about it as far as what we are adding. But I am looking into replacing the wiring harness and upgrading some other things while we're in it. The goal with this car is to get it to the point to where it's a decent driver. It's going to need some work to get it to that point. Currently it has been sitting for 5 years-ish. The whole car's got to get put back together. Front bumper and stuff is just sitting here. The whole car needs to be cleaned out. I need to find a seat situation if I don't finish completing the project that I started a while ago on these seats. But anyway, let me get you off of the tripod and let's get some shots of what we're doing and what we're working with. Alright, so let me tell you a little bit about this build. 𝘵𝘬𝘢𝘯𝘴 has been having issues since I got her, since I did the engine swap. Did have issues with the original engine. A buddy of mine who's on the live stream, Chris, he's the truck driver. He has the original engine out of this car. This is a Pontiac 400, 1976. But we are going to do the EFI swap, as I said in the beginning of the video. I did go with the Quadrajet style for two reasons. A, I still wanted to stick with the smaller primaries and the larger secondaries. And number two, this fits underneath of the stock shaker setup. So I don't have to modify or cut any of that. It's the same height. It's basically clears it like it's factory. Originally purchased this thinking that's all I was going to need. As of further looking into it, I realized some of the other things that I was going to need to do. I could either have run a out of tank pump using my stock tank, and that would have required running 2 sets of vapor, whatever, basically fuel injection vapor guard line to the sniper and back. I did end up choosing to go with the in-tank option, as I felt that this was going to be a cleaner setup, less wiring, less loose fuel lines running all over the place. I only have to run the one fuel line from the pump up to the sniper. So that's what I was going to go do with that. So I have Holley's fuel line kit, which comes with 20 feet of line, fuel filter, and some fittings and some other things it comes with that is still in the box. But anyway, so I decided to go with this. I was originally going to just go get my own line and everything else, but this was just ends up being easier and less of a hassle to do. Upon further research and everything else, and realizing what this was capable on its own, I realized that getting the Holley Sniper Hyperspark distributor was going to give it an advantage to be able to control the timing and some other things, as well as having a crank position sensor input. So I ended up getting this, and then doing so, ended up having to pick up their spark controller and coil. With all the research that I had done, I had realized that the sniper unit does not like electrical interference, and a lot of people have issues with that. I had originally intended to just pick up some regular wires and plugs. In fact, I'd already bought the plugs. And I scratched the idea, and I went to go with the plugs that people recommended, which were the NGK V-Powers. And I went with some really good plug wires to help control the electrical noise underneath the hood. I may end up having to get a longer coil wire, because I don't think that this one is going to be long enough to where I'm going to get the coil farther enough away from the sniper. So that was my decision with that, and the reasoning why I decided to go with the better plugs and wires. As far as the reason for getting the starter, I run headers on this car, and with the shaved heads and the cam, this engine is pretty torquey, and getting it to fire over when it's cold or when it's really warm. The stock starter was having trouble, and I figured with a smaller starter and a more torque to it that I could get it away from the headers and it would start the engine better. I did, again, did a lot of research, and this is the brand and the style that, I can get it to focus, the brand and the style that the Pontiac guys recommended. I bought it off of Butler Performance. They had it in stock. It was quick. I think I got it within a couple days, even with it being out of stock when I bought it. He got it to me pretty quickly. Obviously, with going with the fuel pump, I needed a fuel block-off plate to get rid of the mechanical pump. So I also picked up one of those while I was at Butler. It's cheap and expensive. Something that was needed. Reason I went with these fans, I did not want under the hood getting really hot, especially if I was sitting still. I do plan on using this as a cruiser, going to car shows, things like that. Stuff that I enjoy in the car hobby. And I know that with my Nova, when we used to sit and we're waiting to get into the car shows and different things like that, the stock Radiator had a hard time keeping up. Also, the stock one that I have in this car right now, it has It has issues. Well, it's got Holley issues. It looks like somebody shot it with buckshot. It's got so many holes in it that it just pisses from everywhere. So went with this one. It's a little more expensive. I like the options that it came with, and I've seen a few people online use this one. So shout out to those YouTubers. I think the one I can mention the most, Vice Grip Garage. He uses this brand a lot on a few of his builds, and yeah, I figured I'd give it a shot. So this is the point in the video where I ask you guys, how would you go about doing this project? What would you do first? I'm going to need some help in the comments. If any of you guys have done any of these sniper systems before, I've done quite a bit of research, but I don't know everything. So any tips, tricks, whatever you can in the comments would be really, really helpful. Anything else you'd like to see with this build also would be helpful. You know, I could use your guys' support, so if you like these videos, you want to see more of them, you want to see me do more mods to this car, to the Nova, to the truck, I need to get these videos out there. I need to get this out in front of people. So if you could, if you haven't yet subscribed, hit that like button. Make sure that your notifications are turned on. I can't tell you how many of my subscribers don't even have their notifications turned on to get notifications. I think it's something stupid, like only 5% of you have the notifications turned on. You know, join us live Saturday nights. We've moved to Saturdays, 9 p.m. Saturday Eastern time. Come hang out with us. You can talk with us live. In fact, I do believe it will be right after this video if I premiere this video at the time that I want to. Yeah, come join us. Hang out with us. You know, share your questions, comments, you know, invite your friends. The bigger we get, the more cool stuff we can do. This build was definitely possible because of this YouTube channel. Could I have done it on my own? Yeah. Probably would not have been something that I would have jumped into. I probably just would have rebuilt the carburetor and been done with it. But with your guys' support and the people that watch and comment and all of that on the videos, yeah, it's helped me make sure that this was financially feasible to do. Also, speaking of financially feasible, I do have a new merch company and a website, www.NOVAtazz.com. So go check out the merch. There's a bunch of different stuff. A lot of it is some of the same stuff that I had before, but updated. So similar designs, new way I'm doing it, new way it's going to happen. Print quality is by far way better than the old merch company that I was using. These shirts are really comfortable. I have this one. I've ordered samples. I have the basic 𝘬𝘦𝘴𝘵, which is the one that I'm wearing right now. I have the Let's Settle This Like Adults, which is the Christmas the drag tree with the well, Let's Settle This Like Adult written on the back. I ordered the Ram truck shirt. And what other one do I have? Is that just 3? Yeah, I think I just have those 3. But I'm producing more shirts. I have a really cool design that I want to unveil shortly. Yeah, tell me what you guys think. What do you think about the build? Let me know. I'm probably talking really windedly. It's been a while since I've been in front of the camera recording a video of any significant quality. If you want a tour of the shop, this is just one bay. The other bay is not available at the moment. It is storage for moving. Haven't gotten it done. We will do a shop build. We will transform this space into something that's really cool. Also a future video. So this has been my update on the new project. So Holley EFI swap 𝘬𝘦𝘴𝘵, and an introduction to the build and an update on what's going on. So be sure to check out the Facebook page, Instagram page, website, subscribe, like, comment, You know, all that stuff helps. And join us every Saturday at 9 p.m. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous. So tell me what you think. Help me out. All right, catch you guys later.